So I just finished doing a water change on the 125 here. This is gonna be the first update video. Don't mind the super scratched glass. It's like a really old tank that I grew up with. You know, obviously learned my lesson now with all the newer ones, but anyways, so I've been struggling to grow some plants, which is super strange. I don't really understand why necessarily. I have fluval stratum substrate. I want to say at least 2 inches. You know, if you guys are familiar with the aquariums, like the bottom isn't actually right here. It's like maybe down here somewhere, or even lower actually. Yeah, so I feel like there's definitely enough substrate. I have, as you guys can see, some crypts all in the foreground, a whole bunch of different kinds that I'll get into at a later video. Here I planted some Vallisneria americana, which also, as you guys could probably tell, seems to have died off quite a bit, but I'm just crossing my fingers. You know, it's jungle val, or a Vallisneria type at the end of the day, so I'm hoping that bounces back super quick. Before I keep going, let me show you guys this back here. This is just a red lily, I believe, not the red tiger lotus. It's just like a red lily. Like, I think I also got it from Aquarium Co-op, I want to say, back when they used to sell it. Maybe they still sell it. What I find super interesting though, however, is that this was just like a bulb that I had, and I probably had it like just with some extra substrate that I had in the back of the house in a bucket, like super dry. Threw it in the tank, and look at that, man. Like, it's been for sure at least over a year, basically just drying out. But as soon as you put it back in the water, like if nothing had ever happened. So hoping that grows pretty quick to have some I want to say green crypt Wendetii, whatever you want to call it, in the back, I believe. Moving on, I have this as one of the plants that comes with the bulb plants from PetSmart. It's like the water onion, I believe. I mean, literally looks like an onion. I'm not sure what that's gonna look like, but it is taking off, as you guys can see. More crypts in the foreground, not doing too great. In the back here, I have some crypt pink flamingo that I purchased off of someone local here in South Sacramento. Bought a whole bunch of it from him, and as you can see, those do seem to be taking off or growing like at least a lot better than a lot of other plants in here, which I find super strange, because you know, it's a pink flamingo, and these are all just like regular varieties of crypts. Back left there, another one of the bulb plants from that little PetSmart package. I think it's some kind of a Aponogeton. I'm not really sure exactly which kind. It just says Aponogeton. There was 2 of those, but it seems to be sprouting at least, so I have high hopes for that too. Right here, right above this T-bar cichlid, the Matitlania sagica, something like that, is a marble queen Amazon sword that also I've been super struggling to grow. Again, I'm not really sure why. I have the fluval plant 3.0. There's probably a billion root tabs down there. A little bit to the right, that's just a regular Amazon sword that I was also struggling with, but it seems to at least kind of be growing now. You can focus, all the fish in the way. Moving on, like I said, I just did a water change, and I just added this Java friend that seems to be dying. I'm not sure why it was dying. I'll show you guys the other aquarium that I was in right now, but hopefully it pulls through and be a really cool piece for this long driftwood that I have. In the background, I do have a super big Amazon sword that I bought to just fill out the space. I was trying to grow my own, but as you guys see, I've been really struggling with growing them. So, you know, this is kind of my last resort, I said. And, you know, if this doesn't do well, then I honestly don't know, you know. Here, more crypts. Here, interestingly enough, I have a crypt nuri, which, you know, none of them seem to be doing the best, but I could kind of see a little bit of new growth here in the center. I'm not sure if you guys could tell that bright pink in the middle, little leaves. All around, as you guys can see, I have an Acaris, which, you know, from what I remember, is a literal water weed. And it also doesn't really seem to be doing so well. I'm just so confused. I have the fluval stratum substrate, the fluval 3.0 plant lights. I honestly, I don't know, you know, I don't know. And a little bit more in the back, I have a little bit more of the crypt pink flamingo, which strangely enough is growing, as you can see. But yeah, that was gonna be part one for the 125 planted that I'm trying to grow. Just did a water change, so there is a little bit of stuff in the water, little particles floating around. As you guys can see, all this stagnant buildup on the top, I've been trying to deal with that. I'm currently running an FX6. I used to have American cichlids for this aquarium, but yeah, an FX6, and it seems to only be pushing it so far. I did have a wave maker, but I felt like it was doing more harm than good in terms of like the plants. So I just added this Higer surface skimmer, which I'm hoping that it'll be enough to clear this out. I think I just gotta figure out the flow pattern, and yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. But just one more look from far away. I do have a couple of dwarf neon rainbows, the T-bar cichlid. I have two yellow convex cichlids, the Amatitlania nanolutea. Those are my favorite. And besides that, I have a group of what I purchased or thought were Odessa barbs, but as you guys can see there, I feel like they're almost full grown, if not full grown, and they do not really look like Odessa barbs besides the body, unless I got a weird all female group or something, but I really don't think so. Not quite sure exactly what they are. Maybe some kind of hybrid between some barb species, but yeah, I'm not really sure. Just want to say that they're not Odessa barbs though, but yeah. And then just finally, here's a good look at the yellow convicts, two yellow convicts, the T-bar, and right there, that super tiny little bluefish, that is an Apistogramma borellii. But that looks like it for part one of the 125 planted, and I'll do another update soon.